the carnivore community is great. You know, the just the assistance you get, the encouragement you get from others and so forth. A lot of people do live streams and people get in on the chats and they talk, to each other, and they congratulate each other for the different accomplishments and so forth. And those things are great. But you knew there was a but coming, right? There is one thing about the carnivore community that really upsets me. And I'm going to talk about that here today. So, this is the thing. Carnivore, I've talked about this in a recent video. Carnivore is really 70% or more, so between 70 to 100% of your food intake comes from an animal, right? That's definition of hypercarnivore, and that is what is really the definition of carnivore in a diet sense. Humans are, in a scientific sense, we are a type of animal, and any type of hypercarnivore eats 70% or more from an animal, right? They don't digest plant material very well, and they digest the meat, the animal fat and all that very well, and get all of its nutrition basically from that. So, why is it that there are so many people that are so quick to get on somebody if they do just one thing that they say is not carnivore? There's a difference between carnivore, hypercarnivore, carnivore in general, and strict carnivore. You could say strict carnivore would be considered 100%, right? You never deviate from that. You're constantly eating the animal meat and animal fat. But carnivore is 70% or more. So why do people have to get on other people's videos and say, "Oh, you ate some berries or you ate a little bit of broccoli with your food"? That is not carnivore. In some cases, I see people say, "You ate dairy. That really isn't carnivore. You're not carnivore." Now that's even crazy because dairy comes from an animal. But th- that is the part that really annoys me within this community. It's okay for somebody to be strict and say, "You know what? I am not going to touch anything else." Some people even go as far as lion diet, and it is all ruminant, you know, red meat, beef, stuff like that. And that's all that they eat. And that's great. That's fine. But don't put someone else down. Don't tell someone else that they are not carnivore because in one of their meals, maybe multiple of their meals, but let's say one of their meals, they had a little bit of broccoli or they had a salad, which I wouldn't go with the salad. There's a whole thing with the salad dressing and you know, I can't think of the word I want to say because I don't really think about it that much, but seed oils, that's what I want to say. So there's seed oils and stuff like that. But somebody does that, that's okay. That's their choice. They're still carnivore. They're still eating mostly animal meat and fat. And that fits the definition of hypercarnivore or carnivore in the nutritional diet. Bart K will talk about this all the time. Professor Bart K, it's 70% or more. He will say that he has never done more than 90 days at a time, strict carnivore where it's 100%. There's usually something that he kind of adds in there a little bit, not because he really means to and that you have to. And I say the same thing, like when I eat something that wasn't considered a carnivore food, it's not like I meant to necessarily do it. It just happens sometimes. We're human and you do it, and that's okay. You move on. I know that I shouldn't have had that, whatever it is. I probably didn't have vegetables because I really can't stand vegetables, but maybe I had some peanut butter or some honey or something. I know I shouldn't have had that, but I still did it. I know that there's really no nutritional value that I'm going to get from that I can't get just from the animal, food, the animal meat, the animal fat. But I still did it sometimes. Other people do it sometimes. They still do it, but they're still carnivore. They're still majority, 70% or more is carnivore. And in some cases, like I can go sometimes a few months where I am exactly 100%, and then I might have like one little thing one time, and then I go back to 100% again. Now, if I talk about that in video or whatever on social media, you're going to find people saying, well, you're not carnivore because you did that. You shouldn't have done that. Well, no crap. I shouldn't have done that, but I still did it. And you know what? I'm still carnivore. It doesn't mean I'm not carnivore. By the scientific definition, I am still carnivore. And I share my experiences. Other people share their experiences. And it's just crazy. Like Dr. Kenberry's wife, Nisha, she's a nurse. She is at the point where she says she's not carnivore because people were going to her channel watching her videos and they said, "Oh, I saw you eating a little bit of a vegetable or something. So you're not carnivore anymore? Dr. Barry's not carnivore?" No, Dr. Barry's carnivore. He is still very, very much carnivore because he can't eat anything like that. It gives him issues. She can, and she chooses to do that because she wants to, but she really says that she's not carnivore. In reality, she really is because 70% or more of what she eats does come from an animal. So she really still is carnivore, but she has to go out there and say she's not carnivore because people, the carnivore police out there, will get upset with her and say, "Oh, that's not carnivore." Same thing has happened to other influencers in the past. Look at like Lily Kane now. She just doesn't even say anything about being carnivore anymore because she will at times try different things. Sometimes she'll try bringing something back in and see how it goes, or she'll just eat a little bit of something that's not animal based, right? So those little things do happen with different influencers. And usually, if they talk about it in public, they get ridiculed enough that they just stop saying that they're carnivore. And then some people want to know, why are people leaving carnivore? Well, it's because they're still carnivore, but they're just not telling you they're carnivore anymore because they're tired of getting these people that are very strict and think that you have to be strict and getting on them about it. And again, it's great if somebody is strict. I like to be strict. I want to be strict. I'm not always strict. There are times that things happen. But even if I'm over here saying that I believe the proper human diet really is no plant material at all and is carnivore, I still respect other people and encourage them, which is part of what I think is great about the carnivore community, is encouraging people. I still encourage them if they're saying, you know what, I'm keto or ketovore and I do 10 to 20 grams of carbohydrates from plants in a day. I think that's great. They found what they think works best for them, and I will encourage them. You know, and that's the thing. Like we need to stop being so strict towards other people about it. You want to be strict yourself. You might have a reason that you really have to be. Maybe you don't have to be, but you still do it. Whatever it is, you probably got your reason. Like I said, I want to be strict, so that's fine. But don't make other people feel bad or make them feel like they're not carnivore when they still fit the definition just because they might have added a little bit of something that wasn't considered a carnivore food. And that's really the message. We have a great community, but we can be so much better, so much greater. We shouldn't be these people that are policing the community and saying, "Oh, that's not carnivore." That we should be beyond that. We should be accepting of what somebody wants to do, and we shouldn't say that they're not carnivore when the actual technical scientific definition they still meet and they still are carnivore. So I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Are you one of those people that believe that it's okay, whatever you're eating, if you're 70% or more, that's carnivore? Or maybe you're one of the people that believe you have to be completely strict. I'd like to hear from you in the comments and hear what your thoughts are.